Welcome to the Learn English Easily and Fluently podcast. Today we bring you a truly inspirational story, one filled with challenges, perseverance, and an unwavering dream. This story might just change the way you perceive life. Imagine being born into a humble family, spending your childhood toiling in the fields, unable to speak a word of English, and constantly hearing that your dreams are unattainable. Yet against all odds, you prove them wrong. In this episode, we take you on an extraordinary journey, the story of a boy who started with nothing and ultimately reached for the stars. Are you ready to discover how he transitioned from harvesting crops to working at NASA? Don't forget to support us by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us continue crafting engaging and inspiring stories to make learning English an enjoyable experience. Buckle up. Let's dive in. Before we begin, let me ask you a question. Do you have a dream that seems impossible? Perhaps by the end of this story, you'll see things differently. If you have a dream, don't let it remain a dream. Make it a reality. These were the words of Jose Hernandez, a young boy who once labored alongside his parents in the fields but later became a scientist at NASA. But how did he achieve this? The beginning. A boy with nothing but determination. One scorching afternoon in California, a young boy named Jose sat in an old rickety truck, bouncing along a dusty, uneven road. He was only 10 years old, and instead of attending school regularly, he spent his days helping his parents harvest their crops, moving from one farm to another. Jose had no permanent home and spoke not a single word of English. Every morning, long before the sun rose, he would wake up to assist his father, only to arrive at school late, exhausted, and sometimes even hungry. His classmates mocked him because he struggled to understand his teachers and mispronounced words. But despite the ridicule, he refused to give up. The spark, a dream is born. One cold evening, Jose and his family gathered around the television, watching a historic event unfold. An American astronaut taking his first steps on the moon. Jose turned to his father, eyes gleaming with excitement, and declared, "Dad, I want to be an astronaut." Some family members laughed at his ambition. After all, he was just the son of a Mexican farm worker, barely able to speak English. But his father didn't laugh. Instead, he looked at Jose with calm determination and said, "If you truly want something, work for it every single day. Never let anything stand in your way." And just like that, a seemingly impossible dream took root. The first challenge, mastering English. Jose had no access to private tutors, no online courses, and no formal language training. But he devised his own method to learn. He watched the news in English daily, even though he barely understood it. He read newspapers aloud, stumbling over words but improving with time. He listened to the radio, mimicking the pronunciation. Even if it sounded awkward at first, he wrote down 5 new words every day, making sure to use them, sentences. While other children played, Jose burned the midnight oil, immersing himself in learning. Within 2 years, he had gained fluency in English. But he didn't stop there. His aspirations stretched far beyond just learning a language. The road to NASA, 11 rejections. Years later, after excelling in his studies, Jose graduated from university with a degree in engineering. His dream was clearer than ever, to work for NASA, but reality struck hard. His application was rejected once, then twice, then 11 times. Each rejection letter felt like a crushing blow, as though his dream was slipping further and further away. But instead of surrendering to disappointment, Jose channeled his frustration into determination. With each rejection, he honed his skills even further. He learned to pilot aircraft. He delved deeper into aerospace science. He pursued additional degrees and certifications. Then on his 12th attempt, everything changed. His phone rang. On the other end, a NASA representative spoke. "Congratulations. You have been accepted." Jose was overwhelmed with emotion. Tears welled up in his eyes as he realized that every hardship, every setback, and every sleepless night had been worth it. From the fields to the stars. A dream fulfilled. The boy who once labored under the scorching sun, picking crops with his parents, had now become a scientist at NASA, contributing to the exploration of space. What can we learn from his story? Never let language barriers hinder your dreams. Perseverance is the defining factor between success and failure. Where you start doesn't matter. What matters is where you're headed. And that concludes today's incredible journey, a tale of resilience and triumph. If this story resonated with you, remember, your dream is worth fighting for. Never stop pushing forward. What's your ultimate dream? Tell us in the comments. What steps will you take to achieve it? We're here to support you. And don't forget, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support fuels more inspiring stories. See you in the next episode.